Okay, y'all. So Tamar Braxton is out here demanding apologies. And not just any apologies. She wants them sent directly to her Cash App or Zelle. Yes, you heard that right. Apparently, people owe her money for doubting her, and she's not accepting verbal sorries anymore. This whole demand for payment came right after Mendeecees finally decided to open his mouth and confirm what we've all been watching unfold. He and Yandi are not together. And here's the thing, he didn't just say they broke up last week. No, honey. He made it pretty clear that they probably haven't been together for a minute now. So naturally, Tamar feels like she's been vindicated. And now everybody needs to pay up for calling her out. The audacity is truly unmatched. Now, let's rewind a bit, because Tamar didn't just wake up one day with people sending her apology invoices. She's been in the trenches defending herself for weeks after being accused of messing around with yet another married man. And mind you, this isn't her first rodeo with these kinds of allegations. But Tamar was adamant. She swore up and down that she did absolutely nothing wrong. Her defense? Mendeecees was not married when they were involved. So in her mind, she's completely innocent. Technically single man, technically available, technically not her problem, right? That's the narrative she's been pushing, and she's sticking to it like glue. But here's where it gets even messier. Tamar had just dropped a new EP, and instead of people celebrating her music, the entire rollout turned into an absolute disaster. The drama completely overshadowed everything she was trying to promote. And according to Tamar, this wasn't even her fault. She claims Mendeecees used her as a vehicle to announce his breakup with Yandi. She says he dropped that bomb and then left her high and dry to deal with the fallout by herself. And to make matters worse, Tamar even said that Yandi got played in this whole situation too. So now she's positioning herself as a fellow victim, which is a wild angle to take when you're the other woman in the equation. But that's Tamar for you. And let's be honest, this is just another chapter in Tamar's never-ending drama cycle. Like, it feels like every single day there's a new controversy swirling around her. She's always at the center of some public mess, and just when you think things might calm down, something else pops off. It's exhausting to watch, and I can't even imagine living it. Which brings us to the moment that really sent the internet into a frenzy. Tamar posted about some kind of serious accident that happened at her home. She said it was bad, like really bad. She claimed that some of her teeth were knocked out. Now, when people saw that, the concern was immediate. Fans were genuinely worried and confused because the details were vague, and nobody knew what actually went down. Was it a fall? Was it an intruder? Was it something else entirely? Tamar didn't give us much to go on, and that's when the speculation started spiraling out of control. Of course, the internet being the internet, some people immediately dismissed the whole thing as typical Tamar behavior. Just another dramatic moment in a long line of dramatic moments. But then things took a turn when others started pointing fingers at Funky Deneva, accusing him of attacking Tamar.
Y'all want to know what all the hell going on, bitch? I want to know what's going on too, bitch, okay? The lady got on the internet and said she almost died. Now listen, let me just go ahead and get this out the way, okay, before we even get to the top of the show. I don't know what happened to the lady. Okay, for those of y'all that don't know, I'm talking about Tamar Braxton. I don't know what happened to the lady. We went out. What night that was? We went out. Saturday night. We went out Saturday night. We went to the Roof Chris. We ate. We had a good time. She was like, let's turn up for your birthday. We went down to the V12. Shouts out to Vinny and all the people at V12. That's the video y'all saw.
And Funky was like, hold on, I don't even know this woman like that. He denied having anything to do with it, but the rumors were already spreading like wildfire. And once that narrative took off, the internet turned on Funky Deneva with a vengeance. He was getting dragged nonstop online, and it was relentless. People were in his comments, in his mentions, calling him all kinds of names and accusing him of violence. It got so bad that Funky actually reached out to Tamar privately, and when that apparently didn't work, he went public. He straight up asked her to clear his name and confirm that he had nothing to do with her injuries. But here's where Tamar really showed her cards. She chose attention over doing the right thing. While Funky was getting absolutely obliterated online, Tamar stayed completely silent. She didn't intervene, she didn't stop the accusations, and she let the drama escalate even further. And that silence spoke volumes, because if someone is being falsely accused of hurting you, and you know they didn't do it, wouldn't you say something? But Tamar didn't. Now, before all of this tooth drama even happened, Tamar and Mendeecees were spotted together at a club, and they didn't just happen to be at the same venue. They left together, like together. So naturally, people started speculating about what was really going on between them, and the timeline of everything started getting real suspicious. And this is where the theories got absolutely wild. Rumors started circulating that Yandi somehow tracked them to Tamar's house that night. People were speculating that Yandi showed up and assaulted Tamar, which would explain the missing teeth. Now, let's be clear, there's no proof of any of this. It's all just online chatter and speculation. But the fact that people were even connecting those dots shows you how messy this situation became. Things escalated when Funky Deneva decided he'd had enough and publicly exposed what he knew. He claimed that Tamar was with Mendeecees the night of the incident, and that he deliberately stayed away to give them privacy.
All I was asking was for you to go back to your stories and put, Funky Dineva didn't do anything to me, guys. I was resting. I should have said something earlier. That was all you had to do, and it could have been done with on my end. Even in this very moment, that was all you had to do, and it could have been done.
So now Funky's confirming that yes, they were together, and yes, something went down that night. Meanwhile, Tamar had just released a trailer for her EP where she cast Mendeecees as her love interest in the visuals. When people started asking questions, she tried to frame their whole connection as strictly professional, just a creative collaboration for the project. But girl, we have eyes. The just business excuse wasn't landing. Funky came out and said that Tamar and Mendeecees were fully involved with each other, and their behavior made it seem like they wanted him to spill the tea. He realized too late that Tamar was using him.
Tamar, you gonna sit up in my face? You gonna sit up in my face with your 3 faces and tell me that you and Mendeecees did not have a conversation at that table in Roof Chris about him putting out a statement about him and Yandy not being together no more? We really gonna do that? And he said he did a version of the letter on Chat GPT. And then you started laughing back and was like, no, you gotta go back and rewrite it to kind of make it sound like it's you. We gonna say that didn't happen? We gonna say that didn't happen? We gonna sit up here and say, after he was digging in between your thighs at that Roof Chris, and he got up and went to the bathroom, that the conversation was, y'all, I can't. He just my friend. He just my friend. I can't. I mean, and then I said, Tamar, ain't he married? He ain't married. They not married. They just do that for the show. They not married. That's what we gonna do?
And then Tamar completely backtracks. She starts saying she barely even knew Mendeecees, that they were only cool because of the project.
I do not go with Mendeecees. Stop. I said that yesterday. I haven't seen him since my premiere party. For Heartbreak Retrograde. Y'all are on that good crack cocaine.
On this film? Or?
No, to be honest, I barely even know him.
Okay.
to be honest, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not like, we're cool,
Yeah.
but we're not like my homie. You know what I mean?
Right,
it's not
right.
like that. And he just got casted in a film, and
This is the same man she cast as her love interest, the same man she was leaving clubs with. Nobody was buying it. At this point, the internet had completely turned on Tamar. People started labeling her as messy, dramatic, and someone who chased after a married man. And where was Mendeecees during all of this? Silent. He let her take the fall while he stayed unbothered. But then the truth came out. Yandi and Mendeecees were never legally married. The paperwork was never filed. So technically, on paper, they were never husband and wife. They were life partners without legal ties.
What's the status of you and Yandy right now?
Are we not together?
Y'all not together. So y'all getting a divorce?
Well, we never was like legally married, so I don't know what a divorce. Like.
So the rumors
Free to leave as they pleased. However, Yandi publicly claimed Mendeecees as her man for years. Sources say she knew he was cheating, but Tamar was apparently the final straw. That was the breaking point. When Mendeecees finally spoke out, Tamar felt like she'd won. She said she couldn't speak earlier because it wasn't her story to tell. But Mendeecees could have cleared the air so much earlier. He only spoke up when it benefited him. And the irony? Tamar is now experiencing what Yandi went through, being left to deal with the mess while he stays protected. She's getting a taste of her own medicine, but the public remains unconvinced. Regardless of technicalities about legal marriage, she should have avoided a man in a committed public relationship with kids and a whole family unit. Legal paperwork or not, the situation was messy and she walked right into it. This is the mistress optics problem that Tamar can't escape. She allowed herself to look like a mistress, got treated like a mistress, and now she wants apologies for being labeled as one. That's the contradiction nobody can get past. And we still have unanswered questions. If Mendeecees wasn't married and everything was cool, then why was Tamar injured that night? Why was she bleeding with a missing tooth? What actually happened at her house? The math isn't mathing, so Tamar confirmed she was involved with Mendeecees. Are apologies truly owed to her? Or did she create this mess herself? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button and subscribe, because trust me, this story is far from over. See you in the next one.